welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my first New Year's video, and I have a few like coming up. I have a few in mind that I want to do, even though New Year's coming up really fast. But today I'm just going to be bringing to you this New Year's makeup look that you can do, and I think it's really cute, really simple, and I'm going to keep this intro short and let's just get started. So first I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I love using this whenever I want my makeup to stay on as long as possible. I highly recommend this. It is like one of the best primers I've ever used. I just take a little bit of it on my finger and just rub it all over my face. So for foundation, I'm going to be taking my Big Beauty Blender, which I need to get some new ones. I'm definitely going to do that soon. And my L'Oreal True Match foundation. I usually use my Fit Me foundation, but my sister gave me this and I've been using it and I really like it. So I'm switching it up a little. I just pour this onto here because it doesn't have a pump, which I really want to get a foundation that has a pump because I just like those a lot better. So just dab it onto my face, pull my hair back a little bit, and then just start blending that in everywhere. So sometimes I do 2 pours, and for the sake of this being like a heavier makeup look, I am going to do a second pour. So I just take the second pour and just dab it on the spots that need it. I usually do my cheeks because they get really red, so just kind of get it everywhere. Just want to make sure that my skin has an even coverage to it, so. And I also make sure to get down on my neck just to make sure there's no like harsh lines. So then after my foundation, I like to move on to my concealer. I use the Fit Me concealer. I've always used this. It's either this one or the Maybelline Age Rewind, but I'm out of that one. So I just put this one under my eyes. Then I just take this beauty blender, which is a different one than my foundation beauty blender, and I just blend it in. I also blend into my eyelid just to kind of make sure my eye gets like an even coverage. So then I move on to my powder, and for like a fancier look like this, I'm going to be baking, and I use the Rimmel London Match Perfection, and this is the transparent powder. So I just bake under my eyes with a different beauty blender, and then I just kind of use my powder brush to just put the rest of the powder like on my face. I don't bake anywhere else, just up under my eyes, because I feel like that's just the spot that needs it the most. So getting powder everywhere. And then I'm just taking my e.l.f. powder brush and I'm gonna put a little bit of powder on and just rub some powder over the rest of my face just to give it some coverage. So after that, I do like to move on to bronzer. I let the powder bake under my eyes for a few minutes before like rubbing it in with a powder brush. So I use the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. I've always used this. This is the only bronzer I've ever owned, which I want to look into some more bronzers, but I really like this. So I don't have a bronzing brush, which I really need to get one. So I just use the Luxie foundation brush, which I feel like this works just as well. So I just take a little bit and just put it on my cheeks. This face though, really cute. And then I just put a little bit like on my temples and my forehead, just to add a little bit of color back to my face. So then after that, I do like to take my powder brush again and just kind of make sure that blends in really nicely with my powder. So I just kind of go over it. And then I move on to blush, same blush that I always use, the Trifle, however you say it. I still haven't figured out how to pronounce this. So I use this little palette. It comes with 3. For this look, I'm going to use the coral one just because it is more of a wintry look. This palette, like the blush is really pretty, and it's like really like defined, like you can see it really well, and I really like that. So then after that, I'm just gonna go back under and just wipe in the powder that was sitting there baking. So then after that, I like to do highlight. I love highlight. Highlight is like probably my favorite thing to do besides blush. So I take the City Color Collection Matte Highlight. I've never heard of this before. My sister gave this to me, but it is a matte highlighter. It's really pretty. I just think this is really pretty. And then I also, just to give me a little bit of sparkle, I take the Tressie, however you say it, mini highlight stick, and I like to just put a little bit on my nose and then just kind of rub it in a little. I think it adds a lot and it's really cute. So next I'm gonna move on to eyeliner. I am not good at applying eyeliner at all, so I'm gonna like do it in my mirror and probably not like film it. But I use the Revlon Colorstay Skinny Liquid Liner for my top, and then for my bottom I use the, I don't even know what this is, it just says Wonder Wand Gel Kohl Liner. I think I got this in a Ipsy bag or something, but I use this on my bottom, so I'm gonna put that on. So that only took like a billion years to do, but I don't do anything like fancy. I'm not like a pro at eyeliner, so I just do like a really simple line. I don't even know if you can see it because it's like really thin and really small, but I also do a thin line to save room for like the eyeshadow that I put on. So next I'm gonna move on to mascara. I do mascara before eyeshadow because it never fails. When I put on mascara, I either get it like up here or down here, so to avoid like getting it on my eyeshadow, I just do it first. So since this is a New Year's look, when I think of New Year's, I think of like get-togethers and like parties and dancing, things like that. So I'm going to be using the Colossal Big Shots waterproof mascara. I feel like waterproof just gives you a little bit more coverage, especially if you're like dancing or something. So this is one of my favorite mascaras. I love using it, even though I don't use it very often. Like the wand is just really nice and it makes my eyelashes look beautiful. Sorry if you hear that, that's a train. And I'm also going to use my mirror for this just to make it easier to see. So next I like to move on to eyeshadow, and eyeshadow is like probably another favorite thing of mine recently. I've just gotten more into eyeshadow and stuff, like mixing colors and all. And I like to use my Crown 35 color metal eyeshadow palette, and I've never had an eyeshadow palette till now. Like I've had one, but it was like a cheaper one. This is like a really like fancy and it like has a ton of colors. This is what it looks like. It is gorgeous. I got this as an add-on in one of my FabFitFun boxes, so I'm just gonna start with a little eyeshadow look. And when I think of like New Year's and stuff, I think of like sparkly eyeshadow, so I'm gonna be doing like a more sparkly look and stuff. So for my crease, I like to use this brush. This is a crease brush, obviously. I don't know where it came from. I think this was in an Ipsy, maybe, I don't know. So in my crease, I like using like darker colors and then like kind of using like this part for like a lighter color. So I'm gonna go in with this brown color right here. Just gonna put this in my crease, and I usually hold my eye just to make it easier for me. Just blend that in, and then same thing on the other side. I kind of just put like a little bit here too, just so that when I put another color over top of it, they're kind of like blended together. It's very defining and like kind of bold, but I really like eyeshadow, so. And then I take this brush, and this is the Wet n Wild brush. I don't know, it's like got a thinner, like it's not as fluffy, it's easier. It's like a flat tip, it's easier to just do this part right here. So then I'm gonna go in with this brush, and I'm gonna go in with this like sparkly gold color. I've mixed them before and I think they turned out really pretty, so I'm just gonna do that same look again. And I don't know, I need to start practicing with more colors, but I just kind of layer that on the top. So now I'm gonna move on to lips. So first I'm gonna apply my lip liner, and this is the Rimmel London Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner, and this is the color Epic, and it's 045 in case you're wondering. I love using lip liner and then putting lipstick over it. So I'm gonna use my mirror for this though, because I'm not good at lips at all. Oh, and before I do lips, I always make sure I put like chapstick on or something to hydrate my lips, but I already have some on, so I'm not gonna like put it on again. So now that that's done, I don't like to put like too much liner on there, because I feel like when you put too much, it makes like your lips dry out, or that's just a personal preference, that's just me. But then I like to go over that with a lipstick, and this is I think my favorite lipstick at the moment, and it's also Rimmel London. It is Lasting Finish by Kate, and it's in the shade 14. I don't really know the color, but I just apply that over top of the liner. Now you're basically done with the look. The last thing I like to do is just use a setting spray, and this is just the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. So I just take that and spray my face. Like I spray like the upper half and the lower half, so I do like 2 sprays. And now you're done with your New Year's makeup look.